So it's basically become a series at this point when it comes to the sunroof leak that I had when I bought my 2016 F-150. As you can see, good old girl right here, 2016 Lariat 5.0 6-speed transmission. And for the longest time, I was having issues with the sunroof leaking. Panoramic moonroof, whatever you want to call it. This has the panoramic one, not that your standard regular sunroof. Well, I was having issues with this leaking for a while, and oh my gosh, now that I'm in the truck while it's raining, I finally noticed that someone messed up the headliner right there. I finally noticed that there's a little bit of a leak coming out right here now. Oh my gosh, dude, I cannot catch a break when it comes to leaks after buying this truck, because it was garage cat, things got dry rotted. That's the first time I've ever noticed a leak back here. Anyway, that's not the topic of this. I'll take care of that. I have a feeling I know what that is. It's probably the third brake light, which happens to every single Ford truck ever. But anyways, talking about the main leak, the problematic leak that I had when I bought this truck, and I made videos on it before, talking about this panoramic sunroof up top. And the main issue I was having is that headliner over there. You can still see a stain because I haven't scrubbed it out. The headliner over there was starting to have issues with it would be soaked after it rained steady, just like it is today. And I need to clean the dash. Anyways, I would have leaks, and that A arm right there, the A pillar, would have water leak out of it, and it would be coming out of literally that grab handle right there and onto the passenger side floor over there. So first, I was doing a bunch of research, going on like Reddit and all that good stuff, and there's tons of people that have said that the satellite antenna on top will cause the leak. So I took that off, resealed it. It seemed like the gasket was bad on that because I found water coming out of that bolt when I dropped the headliner. So I fixed that. Didn't have the problem for a while, and then I did. When it had steady enough rain, it was doing it again. And then I did more research, found out there was a clip up in the rails of the sunroof, the actual moving part. It's that wind deflector clip. It doesn't have a gasket. I found water all in there, so I sealed that. Well, then one morning we had really steady rain for a long time. One morning I came out, and bada bing, bada boom, it's soaked. Like, headliner is completely soaked over here, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. So I took it in, had the window professionals look at it because we got a place here in town. They took care of it. Well, first they were telling me that the drain pan was done for on this truck, and they were saying that the drain pans for the moonroofs or sunroofs go bad on these trucks, and it was like $2,300 to fix. It's like a $2,300 part, and I was like, no, I can't. No, that's way too much money for that. And so they said they could seal it for like $100-some. They could just permanently seal the sunroof. I was like, well, I didn't buy the truck just for a sunroof. I'll take my loss, whatever. So I brought it in the next day to have that done, and the head guy there ended up looking at it, and he was like, wait a minute, we've never had an issue with panoramic sunroofs where we've had to fully seal them. He said what we have had issue is that the arms for the sunroof will break, and they'll cause the glass not to seat properly. So basically what they were saying was that Ford sold a rebuild kit for the arms of the actual sunroof itself so that they could fix that, because he seemed to think that it was leaning on the passenger side and not sitting flush, and that's why too much water is getting in, and the drains that are built for the sunroof weren't able to compensate. And that made sense, because when I first ever had that leak, I opened the sunroof in the shop at work, and it wasn't closing, and I found out it was because there was a piece of plastic that was blocking. Something broke, and I couldn't figure out what broke it is because the arm on this side broke. So basically, it ended up being the case is that because that arm was broken, the glass wasn't sitting flush, and it was just dumping too much water in, and ended up flooding it. So I haven't had a problem since I got that fixed. It was about $400 total, So it wasn't cheap, but I decided to just let them do it, because then if I have a leak, it's on them, not me. Since it was starting to, you know, affect my interior. The only thing I've had since then is that after sitting at work all day with a steady rain, I got in the truck, started driving home, and I started to have water come out the center, like the window control right there, the center unit, and then I had some coming out the grab handle. I was like, seriously, it's leaking. Like, I got really upset at first. I was like, it's leaking again? Like, it's not fixed? Well, then it never did it again. I went driving around the night, so I don't know. It like overflowed somehow. I don't know if the drains like temporarily got clogged, but I haven't had that problem since, thankfully. So overall, like today, it's been raining all day. Overall, I haven't had a problem with any leak. And I was driving it earlier and everything. The only leak that I've found since then is, well, the one I just talked about right here, which looks like it actually looks like it just started. So now I got to get to the bottom of that one, which is annoying. But I want to make this video saying, before you, like, if anyone ever tells you about just permanently resealing your sunroof or getting a whole drain pan, or look into those arms, because those arms do break. And that might be, or if you want to do it yourself, because otherwise I would have done it myself, because I'm a mechanic. Fixing that made the difference. And because there's not many results online that actually lead you to the right spot when it comes to these leaks, and especially if you're one of the people, because most of the Ford trucks just have a regular sunroof, don't have this big panoramic moonroof sunroof combination that opens. So, and that's what ended up being the case for me, because I couldn't find the right answer, and it ended up being because those arms break over time. And so, and they also, he said it's common for them to become too sloppy as well, and that's what can also do it. But mine was actually broken, being the little plastic. They gave me the old arms. I ended up throwing them away, but they were broken. Like I said, I found the broken plastic from the start. So definitely look into that if you're having the same issue that I was having. And it could be as simple as that. I ended up having that issue for like a month and a half plus, after, you know, rain started settling in, after winter was cutting out. And then now I got this fancy little leak up here that I gotta get to the bottom of, which looks like it just started not long ago today. So now I'm about to go outside in the rain and see if it's probably the third brake light, and see if I can find something that'll lead me to that, so I can take care of that leak. I don't, like I said, this truck was garage kept, which is great, but everything ended up like either having dry rot or just stupid stuff that's giving me little leaks, because it's a 9-year-old truck. So it is what it is. But I hope this video helped you out if you are suffering from the same issue I was, because water leaks absolutely suck. And I've had it on every vehicle I've owned so far. I've had some type of leak that I had to fix. My 2005 F-150 had a leak in the rear window glass. The manual sliding window, the seal was like completely gone on that, so I just permanently sealed it, and I don't think it leaks anymore. It's never been noticeable. A Mustang, I had an issue with that. The little ducts, I could always make a video on that too, because thankfully I found a result years ago when it happened. It had a big storm, and the passenger side floor was just absolutely flooded. Like, I mean, soaked, to where I had to sweep it out and everything. Like, it was bad. It was really bad. And it's because these little ducts in the engine bay, I don't know how to explain, like underneath the cowl, they're designed to drain water, and it overflowed, got up into the cabin air filter through the AC ducts and dumped onto the floor. So I can always make a video on that. That happened to me back in like 2022. I haven't had a problem since, because I took care of that, unclogged those and cut them even. I can always make a video on that, because water leaks are a struggle. They really are. They suck. So I hope this video helped you out if you have a 2015 to, if you have a 13th gen F-150. I know it's very common with 15 to 17s especially, but I'm going to get to the bottom. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of that leak as well, now that I just found that, because I haven't had a problem since. But of course, when I got to make a video on that one and say, hey, no more leaks, I got a leak right there.